The first thing Mara noticed about ancient Rome was the smell. Not the grand, marble and laurel version from textbooks. This Rome smelled like hot bread, sweat, olive oil, wet stone, and something unmistakably rotten. The second thing she noticed was that her translator implant had chosen this moment to lag, turning Latin into a slurry of half-sentences in her head. "Perfect," she muttered, stepping out of the alley and into history. The forum sprawled before her, loud and alive. Vendors shouted. Sandals slapped against stone. A senator in a blindingly white toga argued with a fishmonger who looked ready to stab him with a tuna. Somewhere, a bell rang. Somewhere else, a man laughed like he'd never heard bad news in his life. Mara pulled her cloak tighter. The time rig was disguised as a bronze fibula at her shoulder, state-of-the-art tech pretending to be a fashion mistake. She had 12 hours before the temporal tether snapped her back to the 26th century, and one job: observe, don't interfere. She made it maybe 3 minutes. Move! Someone barked, slamming into her. She stumbled, hit the wall, and watched in horror as a small leather purse bounced out of her pocket and skidded across the stones. A boy grabbed it. "Hey!" she shouted, instinct overriding protocol. The boy froze. He was thin, barefoot, all elbows and sharp eyes. He stared at her, weighing his chances, then bolted. Mara ran. This, she would later reflect, was not how professional time travelers were supposed to behave. But Rome did not care about her training. Rome surged around her like a living thing, tripping her, blocking her, cheering the chase as if it were entertainment. The boy darted through a side street, past a shrine with smoking incense, and straight into a dead end. He turned, wild-eyed. "Give it back," Mara said, hands up. "I won't hurt you." He didn't understand the words, but he understood the tone. Slowly, suspiciously, he held out the purse. As soon as it touched her hand, the rig buzzed. Warning: temporal instability detected. "Oh, come on," Mara whispered. The boy stared at the glowing fibula on her shoulder. "You're a witch," he said, in very clear Latin. Mara sighed. "That's what everyone says." The tether flared. Time tugged at her bones, that horrible inside-out feeling like being yanked through a keyhole. She had seconds. The boy was still staring, fear and wonder tangled together. On impulse, one last, stupid, human impulse, she pressed a small object into his hand. A coin. Not Roman. Smooth, silver, stamped with the seal of the temporal authority. "For luck," she said, even though he wouldn't understand. The world folded. Mara landed back in the lab, heart pounding, boots smoking slightly. Technicians rushed in. Alarms died down. "Report," her supervisor asked. Mara hesitated. Rome was busy. Later, when the historians reviewed the mission data, one of them paused. "Hey," he said, pulling up an image. "That's odd." It was a fragment from a century later. A local legend, scratched onto a wall near the forum. A crude drawing of a woman in a strange cloak, light at her shoulder. Beneath it, a line of Latin: "She came from tomorrow and paid her debts." In a museum archive, catalogued and forgotten, sat a small silver coin that didn't belong to any known empire. Mara smiled when she saw it. Rome, apparently, had noticed her after all.